power. Maximum earth-shaking power. Modified 4x4 trucks. And supercharged two-wheel drive dynamos. Multiple supercharged high-performance engines, up to 10,000 horsepower, fighting the drag of the big sled. When you feel the power vibrating through the ground, you know the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series has come to town. It all began as a dare. Today, the challenge remains the same. TNT drivers travel thousands of miles each year to see who will be able to make that last 50 feet. It's the fastest growing motorsport in the country, and you're about to see why. This week, it's the Bull Pull from the Erie County Fair in Hamburg, New York, a summit meeting of TNT's hottest two-wheel drive super modifieds. Then it's the monster trucks going after each other in a super single elimination face-off. We'll be right back with our first pulling event.
These tracks are made of excellent Western New York clay, ladies and gentlemen. Some of the best pulling tracks in America, right here in Western New York, side-by-side pulling. Here comes the Mongrel in the two-wheel drive class. George Ferber out of Derby, New York. He'll be followed by Jim Lyons out of Louisville, Kentucky, and David Farley out of Appleton, New York. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the big boys are here for 1987 at the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series. And here comes one of the best in the country.
Backing up to the sled now is our first puller of the day, George Ferber in Mongrel. He's all hooked up and ready to go as we kick off this battle of the super modified two-wheel drive. Ferber runs out of power but manages to make a good run, 273 feet 5 inches. The track is young and still damp. Ken Lamont and other pullers are watching these early runs closely to see how the track surface will shape up as the day wears on. Here's Jim Lyons in Stitches also. This is one of the hottest machines in the two-wheel drive division, and you can bet Jim is ready, as always, to push it to the max.
Here we go now, the two-wheel drive division. Here's Jim Lyons out of Louisville, Kentucky with the Stitches also. Jim Lyons, Louisville, Kentucky, Stitches also. It's a GMC! Jim Lyons has taken the lead!
Stitches takes the lead. Jim Lyons waited to nail it. You could feel he was too light up front, and he tried to hold it down.
Well, Jim, I'll tell you what, it looked like the track took all the power you could put to it.
Well, we drove. I waited too long, and I just figured the track wouldn't take it, so I waited just a little bit long.
Next up is David Farley, and against all odds. Farley is only the third puller on this hard-packed clay track. The pullers haven't quite figured out the best way to tackle it. It's still fresh and damp, and you really have to have a light touch on the throttle to get good traction out of the hole. That early momentum off the line is crucial if you're going to beat the drag of the sled.
right, boys, this afternoon. You better come loaded with Chevrolet horsepower.
David Farley couldn't dig in enough to get a hold on that big sled. Next up is one of the top 3 teams in this highly competitive super modified division, Ken Lamont and the Midnight Express. Ken is in a tight 3-way race for the lead in the point standings this season with Jim Lyons and Stitches, who hold the lead right now in this event, and Mark Hare, who'll be running later in Spike. This event is extremely important for these 3 because it carries double point value. Ken's hands-up signal indicates to the sled crew the Midnight Express is in neutral, and they can continue with the hookup procedure. Ken's tied in and ready to roll.
Here's Kenny Lamont, cross center line, the Midnight Express. We're gonna have a new leader.
The power of the Midnight Express pulls Ken Lamont into the lead in spite of a slow start. He's beaten Jim Lyons and Stitches by almost 7 feet. That's going to be a hard pull to match.
Well, Ken Lamont getting ready to get out here. Really a long run for you, Ken, and looks like you might have been a little heavy on the nose. It didn't really pick up until you came down here to about 250, and then it really lifted up and started to work for you pretty good.
Yeah, I was nose heavy. If I had another 100 back, maybe 2, I'd have got it out. Track's going to dry out. I know there's going to be some out. I hope I didn't hurt it. I leaned on it hard, but double points, you got to go for it.
Well, I know that was probably about a 15 to 20 second run, and you don't like to see that at all.
No, I don't, but Red Man's putting up the money. We got to go for it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Leo K and the Driller are hooking up for the next run. This sleek machine is making an awesome reputation for itself on the TNT circuit.
296 and 3, about a 575 cubic inch all aluminum block racing Aries motor.
An excellent run for the Driller, just a little more than 2 feet behind Ken Lamont's lead. Too much weight on the nose may have cost him a winning run, as pullers still struggle to figure out the right weight balance for this track.
Well, Leo, pretty close moving to second. We didn't quite get Ken.
Yeah, I think we're a little nose heavy on the front.
Couldn't really build up a whole lot of speed, and I noticed you eased it out of the hole. Was that by design?
Well, that hole's not very good out of the hole, so I took it pretty easy. Maybe I should have gone a little harder.
All right, we'll see you later on.
Okay.
There's no mistaking that vintage pickup body. It's Chuck Chitwood in fast forward. Chuck is doing well in the point standings, but needs a good showing here today to really be in contention. Fast forward's run of 282 feet 10 inches put him in 4th place behind leaders Midnight Express, the Driller, and Stitches. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
The two-wheel drives, one of the most exciting classes in pulling, provided the most exciting points race on the Redman TNT Summer Circuit. 4 trucks finished within 18 points, with Jim Lyons and his Stitches GMC taking the title and a new Chevy pickup. Mark Hare was second, just 2.5 points back. 86 champ Ken Lamont was a very close third, while Mike Stowe took 4th and Leo K 5th. The Redman TNT 88 Winter Nationals kick off in January at St. Paul, Minnesota. Daytona Beach, Florida, Charleston, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia, Roanoke, Virginia, Indianapolis, Indiana, Tallahassee, Florida, Memphis, Tennessee, San Antonio, Texas, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Salisbury, Maryland, and Little Rock, Arkansas. All coming your way in January with the Redman TNT All-American Pulling Series.